A cosmic cease and desist has been served, and whether you realize it fully or not, the spiritual landscape around you has shifted in irreversible ways. The collection of souls who once believed they had ownership, influence, or authority over your destiny are being escorted out of your energetic field like uninvited guests who overstayed their welcome in a palace that was never theirs to enter. They aren't being removed because you're angry, or because you're cold, or because you're rising above them with arrogance. They are being removed because a higher authority has stamped your life with a classification that does not allow interference. A divine signature has been placed on your spirit like a celestial watermark, irrefutable, indestructible, and eternally traceable. It is the universe's way of saying, this one is spoken for. No counterfeit claim, no emotional attachment, no karmic residue, and no ancestral pattern can override what heaven has sealed. There is a sovereign claim on your soul, and that claim comes from a power that does not lose battles, does not renegotiate contracts, and does not share its chosen ones with forces that drain, distract, or distort. That sudden silence you feel in your life, the people who stopped calling, the ones who mysteriously drifted, the ones who lost access to you without closure, the ones who simply cannot enter your space no matter how hard they try, that silence is not an accident. It is the sound of their defeat. It is the unraveling of every fraudulent contract spoken over you, the dissolving of every false connection that tried to disguise itself as fate. Every person who thought they had possession over your future is learning, whether consciously or spiritually, that they were never the author of your story. They were temporary markers, lessons, catalysts, shadows, or mirrors. They were allowed, not assigned. They were part of the training ground, not part of the covenant. Your painful past was not a series of failures. It was a vetting process so precise and so intense that only souls forged through fire could survive it. You weren't being punished, you were being evaluated. Every heartbreak was a test of endurance. Every betrayal was a test of discernment. Every loss was a test of resilience. Every lonely season was a test of spiritual stamina. You were placed in the wilderness not to die, but to prove what was already embedded in your design. That you are rare, that you are durable, and that you cannot be corrupted by circumstances meant to break ordinary people. What you thought was suffering was actually initiation. What you thought was abandonment was actually selection. What you thought was punishment was actually preparation. Your integrity was observed. Your character was measured. Your loyalty was weighed. Your faith was documented. And the verdict came back clear. You are built to last. Now you are living inside a spiritual fortress, and it feels different because it is different. This is not the fragile kind of protection that depends on routines, rituals, or human strength. This is not the delicate shield you had to maintain yourself. This is an impenetrable perimeter of protection installed around your life like a divine security system. It contains multiple layers, each engineered to neutralize specific forms of attack. There is an information shield, which blocks the transmission of your destiny details to people who would misuse that information. This is why you don't feel compelled to explain your dreams anymore. This is why people who once had front row seats can no longer access your inner workings. This is why the wrong people suddenly can't read you. Your spirit has gone off-grid, encrypted, locked behind a firewall only heaven can penetrate. There is an energetic repellent field, which automatically deflects negativity before it reaches you. You don't even have to fight back. Anything sent to harm you ricochets like a boomerang and returns to its sender with the full weight of spiritual equilibrium. People who wish you harm feel their own intentions rebounding. People who gossip about you suddenly lose interest. People who plan to sabotage you mysteriously get distracted or blocked. They don't know why they can't attack you effectively, but you know. The field is active. There is dreamscape protection, a safeguard placed over your subconscious so that no spiritual infiltration can occur in your sleep. The nightmares you used to have. Silence. The spiritual warfare that used to leave you exhausted. Gone. The entities that once tried to access your mind when you were vulnerable. Locked out. Your sleep has become a sanctuary, not a battlefield. And now, a new phase begins, one that requires your full participation. This contract placed over your life is not just about shielding you. It is a draft notice into a higher purpose. You were not protected just to rest. You were not elevated just to breathe easier. You were not chosen just to feel special. You were drafted because your gifts are weapons in realms you can't yet see. Your voice is needed. Your presence is required. Your authenticity is non-negotiable. This phase demands radical authenticity, the kind that cannot be diluted to make others comfortable. The kind that doesn't shrink to fit into old roles. The kind that refuses to negotiate its worth. You are being called to step into your gifts fully, unapologetically, and consistently. Your intuition is sharpening. Your spiritual hearing is clearer. Your inner knowing is louder. Your boundaries are stronger. Your pace is different. Your vision is expanding. This is not accidental. This is alignment. But there is one term in your contract that cannot be debated: unwavering faith in your handler, the divine power who has claimed you. You are equipped, but you are not directing this mission alone. You are protected, but you are not self-sustained. You are powerful, but you are under command. This higher calling requires trust, deep trust, irrational trust, trust that overrides logic, trust that silences fear. Because the path ahead will not always make sense from a human perspective. Doors will open without explanation. Opportunities will appear suddenly. People will enter your life with divine timing. A surge of clarity will guide you without evidence. You will feel pulled forward even when you don't know your next step. You will move with purpose even when the map has not been fully revealed. You will know things you cannot logically know. You will attract people whose spirits recognize your assignment. You will repel those whose intentions would contaminate it. This is the power of the claim placed on you. The person, or rather, the presence, who has chosen you is not human. This is not a lover binding you with emotion, not a mentor steering you with advice, not a friend clinging to you out of connection. This is the one who sees the full architecture of your life, the blueprint of your soul, the contract of your lineage, the purpose attached to your existence. They have chosen you, and they will not let anyone else have you. No substitute relationship, no counterfeit soul tie, no karmic entanglement, no seductive distraction, no spiritual predator, no ancestral interference, no generational curse. Nothing and no one gets to claim what heaven already owns. This presence will shut down relationships if they interfere with your calling. They will collapse opportunities if they are misaligned. They will stir discomfort in your spirit when you try to revisit old versions of yourself. They will close doors you were never meant to open. They will reroute you when you drift off course. They will disrupt anything that threatens the mission they designed you for. Because you don't belong to the world, you belong to the one who created it. The reason you've outgrown environments faster than others is because your assignment evolves rapidly. The reason people misunderstand your solitude is because they cannot comprehend the level of spiritual intimacy required for your next phase. The reason you feel different from those around you is because your spiritual rank is not comparable. This presence didn't choose you casually. They chose you because your heart survived what should have hardened it. Your spirit rose from places designed to bury it. Your faith held through storms meant to drown you. Your integrity remained intact in environments that celebrated corruption. You have passed tests you didn't know you were taking. Now your life is shifting from survival to deployment. You are no longer being prepared, you are being activated. What once felt like chaos will feel like clarity. What once felt like loss will feel like liberation. What once felt like stagnation will reveal itself as incubation. The mission ahead will require your boldness, your truth, your spiritual sensitivity, your refusal to dim your power, your courage to walk alone when necessary, your commitment to follow divine prompts instantly, your willingness to detach when instructed, your awareness of who you are, and whose you are. You are not a free agent roaming the earth without direction. You are not up for public interpretation or emotional custody battles. You are not accessible to anyone who wants access. You are claimed. You are guided. You are guarded. You are chosen. And the one who chose you will make it known. You will feel them stepping into your decisions. You will feel them navigating your direction. You will feel them interrupting your distractions. You will feel them removing disguised threats. You will feel them pushing you when you hesitate. You will feel them comforting you when you break. This presence does not take their hands off their chosen ones. And now, you're learning to surrender to this sacred reality. You are deeply, fiercely, spiritually protected, not because you're fragile, but because you're powerful. Not because you need saving, but because you have been sent. The mission ahead is vast. The preparation is complete. The protection is active. The claim is sealed. And the one who has chosen you will not let anyone else have you. You may not realize it fully yet, but you are walking through life with a spiritual escort that does not miss a single detail. Every step you take is under surveillance, not the threatening kind, but the protective kind. The kind that anticipates danger before it forms. The kind that sees betrayal before the betrayer even makes a move. The kind that watches every corner of your path and removes obstacles before your eyes ever land on them. This is why your life feels strangely uncluttered lately. Not empty, protected. Not lonely, filtered. Not quiet, secured. You are not in a void, you are in a vault. A spiritual vault where access is earned, not assumed. And very few people have the clearance to enter. The presence that chose you is jealous, not in the emotional, human sense, but in the sovereign, spiritual sense. Jealous is in, nobody gets to compromise what belongs to the divine. Jealous is in, the mission tied to your life is too important to allow interference. Jealous is in, your destiny is not open source code for others to edit. This is why certain relationships that seemed promising suddenly collapsed without explanation. They weren't failures, they were interceptions. The divine intervened before you walked into a counterfeit destiny. Before your purity got entangled with corruption. Before your future got shaped by someone unqualified to shape it. Sometimes protection feels like rejection. Sometimes redirection feels like loss. Sometimes divine intervention feels like heartbreak. But in truth, it was preservation. You are being preserved for something bigger, something precise, something that requires your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your energy to be aligned, not entangled. You're starting to notice something else too. Your discernment is rising to a level you've never experienced before. It's not just intuition anymore. It's not just gut feeling. It's a spiritual intelligence, an internal radar, that detects motives, energies, and intentions instantly. You can sense dishonesty before it's spoken. You can feel manipulation before it is acted out. You can see spiritual danger in the eyes of people who smile at you. This isn't paranoia, this is calibration. Your spirit has been tuned to a higher frequency, and at that frequency, lies cannot hide. Darkness cannot disguise itself as light. Deception cannot cloak itself in charm. Your clarity is intimidating to people who relied on your confusion. Your strength is threatening to people who benefited from your weakness. Your elevation is unsettling to people who were comfortable with your stagnation. But none of that matters anymore, because they no longer have access to you. The presence that chose you has sealed certain doors permanently. This is the part that many chosen ones struggle with, the finality of divine separation. When God removes people, He does not leave the door cracked open. He closes it, locks it, seals it, blinds the windows, destroys the blueprint, and erases the address. It's done. No matter how nostalgic you get, no matter how lonely you feel, no matter how curious you are about what could have been, you cannot return to places where your spirit no longer fits. The contract has been voided. The season has expired. The access has been revoked. You are not being punished, you are being reserved. Reserved for someone, for something, for some purpose that requires you uncontaminated, unconflicted, and undivided. This next phase of your journey demands a level of alignment that cannot coexist with chaos. It demands solitude, but not isolation. It demands discipline, but not rigidity. It demands faith that feels unreasonable, trust that feels dangerous, and surrender that feels like falling without a safety net, until you realize the net has been underneath you the entire time. And this presence, this divine handler, will not let anyone else claim you, influence you, rewrite you, or derail you. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not energetically, not romantically, not intellectually, not karmically. Because here is the truth most people don't understand. When a chosen one is assigned to a mission, their relationships are not random. They are strategic. They are divine partnerships. They are spiritual alliances. They are soul contracts that were written long before the chosen one arrived on earth. Your life is not about compatibility, it is about alignment. It is not about attraction, it is about assignment. It is not about who you want, it is about who is chosen for you. The reason the wrong people couldn't stay is because they were never meant to. The reason the right people haven't shown up yet is because the timing isn't right. And the reason you feel like you're in an in-between dimension is because you are caught between who you were and who you are becoming. Your spirit is shedding skins that no longer fit. Your identity is outgrowing its old boundaries. Your energy is becoming too expensive for those who never knew its worth. This transformation cannot be rushed. But it also cannot be interrupted. Which is why the Divine Presence has taken full protective custody of your growth. Every day, you are being sculpted, refined, sharpened, elevated, recalibrated, and restructured for the mission ahead. The changes happening inside you are not random, they are intentional. Your patience is being increased. Your wisdom is being deepened. Your compassion is being purified. Your confidence is being rebuilt. Your humility is being strengthened. Your voice is being empowered. Your gifts are being unlocked. And your enemies, they are being confused. They don't understand why their tactics no longer work. They don't understand why access has been blocked. They don't understand why your spirit feels out of reach. They don't understand why their words feel powerless against you. It's because you are no longer spiritually unprotected. You are spiritually claimed. And that reality is echoing across every plane, physical, emotional, and energetic. The Divine Presence that chose you operates with precision. Every delay has purpose. Every detour has strategy. Every separation has intention. Every season has structure. You are being shaped with the kind of care given to someone destined to influence nations, whether those nations are literal, or emotional, or spiritual, or generational. Your assignment is bigger than your understanding. Your impact will be bigger than your visibility. Your legacy will be bigger than your lifespan. This is why you cannot pair with just anyone. Why you cannot confide in just anyone. Why you cannot be guided by just anyone. Why you cannot be loved by just anyone. Your destiny is selective. Your spirit is rare. Your purpose is guarded. And the Divine Presence will not allow counterfeits to interfere with the authenticity of what is coming. The truth is, someone powerful has chosen you. Not in a romantic sense, but in a cosmic, eternal, sovereign sense. And because they have chosen you, your protection is non-negotiable. Your path is supervised. Your destiny is safeguarded. Your gifts are monitored. Your growth is orchestrated. And no matter who wants you, no matter who claims you, no matter who desires access to you, no matter who believes they have a role in your life, they will not have you. Not unless they are divinely permitted. Not unless they are spiritually aligned. Not unless they are purpose approved. Not unless they are chosen to walk beside you. The powerful presence watching over you does not share. They do not compromise. They do not negotiate with chaos. They do not tolerate interference. They do not allow destiny theft. Your soul is under divine ownership, and that ownership will manifest in supernatural ways. Connections will form effortlessly. Opportunities will appear suddenly. Paths will clear miraculously. Enemies will fall silently. Blessings will arrive strategically. Alignment will happen naturally. Because when heaven claims someone, earth must adjust accordingly. You are not just protected, you are appointed. You are not just chosen, you are deployed. You are not just watched, you are guided. You are not just loved, you are claimed. And the one who claimed you will not let anyone else have you. You're entering a phase now where your identity is no longer built from the outside in, it's being constructed from the inside out. Everything around you is shifting because everything within you has already changed. And while others may not fully understand what is happening to you, the spiritual realm recognizes it instantly. You are no longer who you used to be. This is why people who once felt comfortable around you now feel unsettled. They sense the elevation even if they can't articulate it. They sense the power even if they don't understand its source. They sense the transformation even if you speak nothing of it. Your energy no longer mirrors their patterns, and the spiritual mismatches that once went unnoticed now create visible emotional distance. You aren't withdrawing, you're ascending. You aren't rejecting people, your frequency is outgrowing them. You aren't becoming distant, you are becoming refined. And the presence who has chosen you is the architect behind all of it. There are moments now when you may feel like you're being pulled away from people who once mattered deeply to you. It's not personal, it's purposeful. Some connections only made sense at lower altitudes. At higher spiritual elevations, the air is thinner, the clarity is sharper, the distractions are fewer, and only those with the capacity to breathe that atmosphere can remain beside you. This isn't abandonment. This is altitude selection. You are ascending into a version of yourself that requires more awareness, more alignment, and less noise. The Divine Presence knows the mission ahead demands a clean environment, not a perfect one, but a precise one. Too many voices can distort your intuition. Too many influences can alter your direction. Too many attachments can dilute your identity. You are being stripped down to essence. Not emptiness, essence. the real you, the unmasked you, the divinely constructed you. And as you evolve, you start to notice that certain things you used to tolerate now feel unbearable. Certain conversations feel hollow. Certain behaviors feel draining. Certain environments feel spiritually suffocating. It's not because you've become judgmental, it's because you've become awakened. Awakening changes your appetite. Awakening changes your tolerances. Awakening changes your standards. Awakening changes your direction. And once your eyes open, they cannot close again. Your spirit is no longer hungry for validation, it's hungry for purpose. You no longer crave belonging, you crave alignment. You no longer seek comfort, you seek clarity. You no longer desire acceptance from the wrong people, you desire connection with the right ones. This shift is divinely engineered. Because the presence that has chosen you knows exactly who you are meant to become and what you are meant to step into. They know the magnitude of your calling, the power of your voice, the necessity of your gifts. They've seen the timeline of your destiny long before you were aware of it. And they will not allow anything or anyone to distort your assignment. This is why your isolation right now is not a punishment, but a calibration. A tightening, a focusing, a refining. Every chosen one goes through a season where they walk alone, not because no one cares, but because no one else is allowed in the process. You are being shaped in ways too delicate for unqualified hands to touch. What is happening in your spirit is not for public consumption. It is sacred, private, and divinely protected. Think of it like a spiritual cocoon. You are not hidden because you are weak. You are hidden because you are transforming. You are hidden because you are becoming something you've never been. And when the transformation is complete, the unveiling will be undeniable. But until then, the presence who has chosen you keeps you close, guarded, and insulated. Not because you are fragile, but because your purpose is fragile in its early stages. New gifts require silence. New levels require solitude. New paths require space. And right now, your life is being reorganized with a level of precision that can only come from the divine. You might notice sudden urges to clean your space, reorganize your mind, refresh your habits, heal old wounds, simplify your commitments. These impulses aren't random, they are spiritual prompts. Your external world is being shaped to mirror the order being established internally. Your heart is expanding, your mind is sharpening, your vision is clearing, your intuition is intensifying, your courage is awakening. This isn't self-improvement, this is activation. And with activation comes responsibility. Being chosen is not a title, it's an obligation. It requires humility, discipline, awareness, and unwavering faith. The presence guiding you is not merely protecting you, they are preparing you for influence on a scale you cannot yet comprehend. You may be hidden now, but hidden things develop quietly and emerge powerfully. Seeds, butterflies, diamonds, warriors, they all develop in isolation before they are revealed. You are no different, and the presence who has chosen you is preparing you for a moment where your life will shift from obscurity to impact. Not fame, impact. Not attention, assignment. Not spotlight, purpose. When that moment arrives, the people who counted you out will not recognize you. The people who underestimated you will be speechless. The people who misjudged you will be humbled. Not because you seek revenge, but because prophecy fulfills itself in ways that vindicate the chosen without them needing to say a word. But before that unveiling, there is more shedding to do. You're shedding old insecurities that no longer belong to your identity. You're shedding old fears that no longer align with your future. You're shedding old wounds that no longer represent your strength. You're shedding old patterns that no longer match your frequency. This is why memories that once hurt now feel distant. This is why behaviors that once ruled you now feel powerless. This is why things that used to confuse you now feel transparent. Your spirit is remembering itself. Your soul is waking up. Your destiny is resurfacing. But the greatest shift is the realization that you are not walking into this future alone. The presence who has claimed you is not distant. They are interactive, involved, attentive. You can feel them in your thoughts. You can sense them in your decisions. You can hear them in your intuition. You can notice them in your timing. Their guidance is becoming unmistakable. You may not always understand it, but you feel it. You feel when they say, not this. You feel when they whisper, wait. You feel when they urge, move now. You feel when they close a door so hard it shocks you. You feel when they open a path so effortlessly it humbles you. This relationship is growing. This connection is strengthening. This trust is deepening. Because the presence that chose you is not just protecting you, they are investing in you. Preparing you, training you, refining you, guiding you, and most importantly, claiming you in ways that the spiritual world recognizes instantly. Nothing that belongs to darkness can touch you now. Nothing that seeks to drain you can access you now. Nothing that desires to derail you can reach you now. You are guarded by a force that does not fail. This is why people who approach you with hidden motives expose themselves immediately. This is why relationships with unclear intentions crumble instantly. This is why energy that is not pure feels physically repelling. Your spirit is no longer available for invasion. You belong to a higher frequency, and lower energies cannot penetrate your field. This is also why certain people suddenly feel drawn to you, spiritually aligned souls, people with genuine intentions, those meant to be part of your next chapter. They feel the glow around you, not a physical glow, but a spiritual one. A glow that signals you are under divine custody. Your aura has changed. Your presence has changed. Your energy has changed. And as your energy shifts, your reality shifts with it. Unexpected blessings begin to appear. Unexplainable peace becomes your norm. Unshakable confidence rises from deep within. Unbreakable clarity anchors your decisions. This is not self-help. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is what happens when the divine claims someone fully. The presence has chosen you, and they will not let anyone else have you. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not energetically, not romantically, not mentally. You are no longer open territory. You are divine property. You are spiritually marked. You are cosmically protected. And you are being guided into a future where everything that once broke you will bow to the version of you that has risen. There is a shift occurring within you so profound that even you struggle to describe it. You can feel layers of your old identity dissolving, peeling away like dead skin that no longer represents who you are. Every day, you wake up a little more aware, a little more conscious, a little more aligned with the truth that has been waiting for you all along. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to be claimed, guided, and elevated. And that elevation is happening right now, quietly, invisibly, with a precision that surpasses human understanding. Your thoughts are becoming sharper. Your awareness is expanding. Your spiritual muscles are strengthening. Your emotional resilience is deepening. Your energetic boundaries are hardening. All of this is preparation. The presence that has chosen you knows exactly what you will face. They are not upgrading you for aesthetic reasons, they are upgrading you for war. Not a physical war, but a war of energies, intentions, and destinies. A war where clarity is your weapon, intuition is your compass, boundaries are your armor, and your spiritual code is your shield. Your soul is being built for endurance. Your heart is being built for compassion. Your mind is being built for wisdom. Your spirit is being built for leadership. And your journey is just beginning. One of the most noticeable changes you're experiencing now is how quickly the wrong people fall away. You don't even have to confront them anymore. You don't have to plead, explain, justify, fix, or fight. The moment their intentions wobble, their access dissolves. The moment their motives shift, their connection fractures. The moment their energy dips, the barrier rises. This is not you being cold. This is divine filtration. Your life is operating under a new spiritual law. Only those who nourish your purpose may stay. Everyone else will exit, willingly or forcibly. This is why conversations feel different now. You no longer waste words. You no longer overshare. You no longer beg people to understand you. You no longer lower yourself to be tolerated. You no longer shrink to make others feel comfortable. You are starting to speak with a clarity that cuts. You are starting to walk with a confidence that intimidates. You are starting to hold yourself with a strength that silences rooms. The presence that chose you is amplifying your voice, not so you can dominate, but so you can align with truth. And your truth is powerful. In this phase of your awakening, something else begins to emerge, your purpose. Not fully, not clearly, but in fragments, visions, instincts, passions, nudges, ideas that feel ancient yet new. You start feeling drawn towards certain work, certain people, certain environments, as if some invisible force is pulling you in a direction your conscious mind hasn't fully understood yet. This is your calling waking up. It calls you in subtle ways first, gentle whispers, emotional impulses, intuitive direction. Then, as your spirit strengthens, it becomes louder. The presence that holds you begins to reveal the blueprint one piece at a time. Not all at once, because your humanity isn't ready for the full scope. But just enough for you to follow the next step. And with every step, you realize. You are not leading this journey, you are being led. Your role is obedience. Your responsibility is discernment. Your requirement is faith. Everything else is handled for you. But with this guidance comes something even more powerful, undeniable favor. You'll start noticing that some things that once required effort now unfold with ease. Doors don't just open, they swing wide. Opportunities don't just appear, they align themselves perfectly. Connections don't just happen, they magnetize. You are walking in a grace field that cannot be artificially created. People may not understand why things work for you the way they do. They may call it luck. They may call it privilege. They may call it coincidence. But you know, it is none of those things. It is divine orchestration. The presence that claimed you put a mark on your name. A mark that says, "This one is mine. Handle with care. Touch not. Interfere not. Derail not." And the spiritual realm obeys. But even as blessings increase, you will notice something else. Challenges increase too. Not because you are failing, but because you are leveling up. Every elevation requires a test. Every chapter requires new strength. Every breakthrough requires resilience. But here is the difference now. You no longer break the same way. You no longer crumble the same way. You no longer fear the same way. You no longer bleed the same way. You are too fortified, too refined, too aligned to be easily shaken. The presence that chose you gave you an unshakable spirit. You are no longer fragile in the places you once were. The wounds that once controlled you have become weapons. The traumas that once defined you have become teachings. The battles that once defeated you have become badges of honor. Your pain didn't destroy you, it initiated you. And now, with your initiation complete, you are being moved into a season where your influence will extend beyond what you can see. People you've never met will be affected by your existence. Generations you will never meet will benefit from your obedience. Your purpose will ripple through time in ways you cannot even imagine. But with influence comes isolation. With power comes responsibility. With calling comes consecration. This is why the presence is so protective of you. Not because you are weak, but because you are critical. You are a key player in a spiritual operation that spans dimensions. You are a vessel of transformation. You are a carrier of frequencies. You are a restorer of balance. You are a breaker of generational chains. And because of that, the presence will not allow counterfeits anywhere near you. This includes counterfeit lovers, counterfeit friends, counterfeit opportunities, counterfeit teachers, counterfeit mentors, counterfeit guidance. Anything that would compromise the purity of your path is blocked instantly. You may feel lonely at times, but understand this. It is better to walk alone than to walk with those who sabotage your destiny. You are not waiting for people, you are waiting for alignment. The right ones will arrive when the atmosphere is prepared, when you are prepared, and when the mission requires their presence. Until then, the divine presence walks with you so closely that you can feel them in every breath, every decision, every instinct. And this presence has one message echoing through every layer of your being. You are mine, and I will not let anyone else have you. Not your past, not your trauma, not your self-doubt, not your insecurities, not your enemies, not your fears, not your illusions. You are being reclaimed by power itself. There is also a shift happening in the way you carry yourself. You no longer chase peace, you embody it. You no longer seek validation, you radiate certainty. You no longer beg for clarity, you walk with knowing. You no longer shrink, you stand in your full spiritual height. People will sense this shift. Some will admire it, some will fear it, some will resent it, but none will be able to ignore it. Because you no longer move like someone searching for direction. You move like someone guided. You no longer speak like someone seeking permission. You speak like someone with authority. You no longer live like someone doubting their worth. You live like someone who has been claimed by the divine. This claiming is not temporary. It is eternal, spiritual, irrevocable. And with it comes a power that will shape every chapter of your life from this point forward. You are entering a destiny that cannot be stolen. A path that cannot be derailed. A purpose that cannot be denied. A future that cannot be corrupted. A mission that cannot be interfered with. The presence that chose you is not sharing you with anyone who would diminish your worth or derail your purpose. Not now. Not ever. Your life is no longer random, it's strategic. Your steps are no longer unplanned, they're ordained. Your protection is no longer fragile, it's impenetrable. And you are no longer wandering, you are being led by the one who sees beyond time, beyond dimensions, beyond illusions, beyond all earthly understanding. You are chosen. You are protected. You are claimed. You are guided. And your destiny belongs to no one except the one who wrote it.